So the rumors are true. You really bonded with the human. The alien queen said gravely, her voice a low hum that vibrated through the chamber. Her 6 eyes glowed dimly in the bioluminescent light, studying the warrior before her. Zyrek knelt, his 4 arms pressed to his chest in deference. His exoskeleton shimmered a deep shade of cobalt, a sign of unease. Yes, my queen, he admitted. The human. He is unlike any I have encountered before. The queen's mandibles clicked together. This is dangerous, Zyrek. They are unpredictable, emotional creatures. Their presence in our empire is tolerated. Nothing more. Zyrek exhaled, his secondary lungs expelling a mist of biogas into the cool air. Talon saved my life, he said. He risked himself for me when he had no reason to. A murmur of shock rippled through the council gathered around them. A human risking its own life for a Zeltharian warrior? Impossible. Unheard of. The queen tilted her head. What is this human to you? Zyrek hesitated. How could he explain what had happened on that distant battlefield? How Talon had dragged his broken body from the wreckage of an ambush. How the human had fought, bled, and nearly died beside him. How they had shared words, laughter, silence, an understanding that defied logic. He is my kin, Zyrek said at last, his voice steady. He is my bonded. The queen's eyes darkened. That is not our way. Zyrek lifted his gaze. Maybe it should be. A tense silence settled over the room. Finally, the queen leaned forward. If you stand by this, Zyrek, understand the weight of your choice. The humans are outsiders. To accept one as kin means standing apart from your own. Zyrek stood, his chest expanding with certainty. Then I will stand apart. But I will not stand alone. The great doors of the chamber groaned open. A lone figure stepped inside. Talon, his human form smaller than any Zeltharian but unbowed, his eyes fierce and unwavering. He placed a hand on Zyrek's arm. The queen observed them both for a long moment. Then she exhaled slowly. So the rumors are true, she murmured again. Perhaps change is inevitable. The queen's words lingered in the air, heavy with unspoken meaning. The gathered Zeltharian nobles shifted uncomfortably, their mandibles clicking in hushed discussion. A human standing before the queen as an equal? It was unheard of. Talon felt the weight of their stares, but he refused to shrink beneath them. He had fought beside Zyrek, saved his life, and in turn Zyrek had saved his. That bond was real, no matter how alien it seemed to these people. The queen studied them both for a long moment, then turned her gaze back to Zyrek. You know what you ask, she said. This is not just a personal choice. It is a challenge to the order of our kind. Zyrek straightened. I do not wish to challenge our people, my queen. But I cannot deny what is true. Talon is more than an outsider. He is more than just a human. He is family. A ripple of unease spread through the chamber. Zeltharians did not take the word family lightly. Bonds were sacred, built on trust, honor, and shared survival. To claim a human as kin was to rewrite centuries of tradition. Talon took a slow breath. I didn't come here to cause trouble, he said, his voice steady. But I won't pretend that what Zyrek and I have been through doesn't matter. We stood together when it counted. If that means breaking tradition, then maybe the tradition was wrong to begin with. The queen's mandibles twitched slightly, a flicker of something. Approval? Amusement? Crossing her otherwise impassive face. Bold words, human, she said. You speak as if you understand our ways. Talon shrugged. I understand loyalty, and I know that real bonds aren't decided by rules. They're earned. A deep hum resonated from the queen's throat. She turned to the council, her 6 eyes scanning the gathered nobles. Our kind has long kept its distance from humanity, treating them as lesser beings, unworthy of our customs. She paused. And yet, before us stands one who has defied that belief. Zyrek, one of our finest warriors, vouches for this human as kin. The murmurs grew louder. Some voices hissed in dissent. Others whispered in consideration. The queen raised a clawed hand, silencing them all. There is only one way to settle this, she declared. If Zyrek and the human wish to stand together, let them prove the strength of their bond through the rite of the unbroken. Zyrek stiffened. The rite of the unbroken was an ancient trial, a test reserved for the closest of Zeltharian bonds. It was dangerous, grueling, and often deadly. If they failed, Zyrek would lose his honor, and Talon would likely not survive. Talon glanced at Zyrek. I take it this isn't a simple handshake and a toast? Zyrek exhaled. No, it is a trial of survival. One that will test our unity, our trust, and our will to stand as one. Talon cracked a small grin. Sounds like a regular Tuesday back on Earth. The queen inclined her head. Very well. At dawn, the rite will begin. Zyrek bowed. Talon simply nodded. As they turned to leave the chamber, Zyrek spoke softly. Are you certain, Talon? This will not be easy. Talon clapped him on the shoulder. Nothing worth fighting for ever is. The doors closed behind them, sealing their fate.